Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to Defining Deborah. It is Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday for some. For some people, just another Sunday. And we are still in shutdown, lockdown, shelter down, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, for the majority of the United States. I want to call this for myself Gratitude Sunday. It has been so easy to get caught up in the virus and everything that's going on and not really being appreciative of what we have. For one, I'm appreciative that and so far none of my family have gotten the virus. We have really taken this seriously with staying home. I have a sister that has MS and autoimmune disease, so it is imperative for her to stay home. My parents are 77 and 78, so they are in the older bracket, so they definitely need to stay home, and they have other health issues. I am 57 and I have high blood pressure, so yes. My son, unfortunately, who is 26, is working for the Army Guard, but right now they're just holding in one place until, if they're needed. So I'm thankful for that, but young people, they don't take it seriously. So I have been sending him any information and, of course, being motherly every day. Sundays are usually pretty empty on the streets, but they're even more so today. I stopped to get some breakfast because this is my weekend to work. I am a mental health counselor, and this is my weekend to work at the detox center. So I decided to get some breakfast, but I wanted to let the young lady know she is just extremely nice anytime I go to Lizard Thicket on Gardner's Ferry in Columbia, South Carolina. But I just wanted to let her know today that I appreciated her coming to work, because if she hadn't, I wouldn't be able to get breakfast or a meal if I didn't want to cook. So we have a lot of people out here on the forefront who are not just the nurses and the doctors. We definitely appreciate them, and the firemen and the police officers, but we have the people working at the restaurants that are doing drive-through, and the Walmarts, and the Home Depot, and the Lowe's, the truck drivers who are keeping the stuff coming on the shelf, people who are doing administrative work from home. There's a lot of people working from home to keep things, halfway running because they can't go to the office. Plus, just the stress of everything else that's going on. So I am extremely appreciative for all who have to still work, and definitely for the ones who are having to come to their place of business and still do work. In saying that, I am getting more annoyed and angry at people who don't have to go to work. Here's the VA. Wow, it is really empty. There is nobody over there. It's not very often you see the VA like that. But yes, I'm just not getting it. I'm really not. Here's our Krispy Kreme. So I'm not going to stop and get any of that. Why are you out? I have friends who are telling me they went to a cousin's birthday party last night. What the heck? And the curfew is 11 o'clock, but you still stay till 12 something, till 1 o'clock in the morning. So my thing is, all of y'all got together. I understand people are having birthdays. I am so sorry that your birthday occurred during the time that we have a pandemic. But don't you want to be here next year to celebrate a birthday? I'm 57. I've had some good birthdays, some crappy birthdays, and some birthdays that nobody remembered but me. You live through it. It'll be okay. You can celebrate with the people in your home. Some states are even getting to the point where they're like, no, you cannot visit any other family but the ones in your home. And maybe that's what we need to get to. Seriously, people just will not hunker down and just do what the hell they're supposed to do. So then they're going to be upset when it's mandatory and we have martial law that you have to stay in your house. Really, if everybody had stayed home who needed to stay home, probably would have even lower cases than we have now. But no, we gotta go out to somebody's house for a barbecue. We gonna have the Corona party. You know, it's time for us to let our hair down and get drunk up and all that because we're not working. I don't even know what it's gonna take for people to understand that this is extremely serious, and there's going to be a lot of people who are not going to make it through. Unfortunately, a lot of them are gone. I'm wondering, did you not see the bodies that was piled up in New York that they're putting in a mass grave? You know, are you not seeing the families who are losing not one family member, 2 and 3? Are you not seeing the group of people that went to the birthday party and 10 of them end up getting the virus? Are you not seeing the young people that decided to go to Florida for spring break and over half of them came back sick? Are you not seeing that in the African American community that in most states 70% of the deaths are African Americans? But yet we still must do what it is that we want to do and be selfish. You know, and it's not even just about you. It's about everybody else. This is a time that we have to look beyond ourselves and say, what is best for the collective group of human beings that are on this earth? And for us as Americans, we don't fully understand that. In other countries, you know, they have cultures that support and lift up being a collective unit. But we've always had this individualism that is every man for themselves. And now we're seeing that at a time when we need to come together as one body and do what it is that we need to do so that we can help protect ourselves and others. We have decided that it's more important for us to do whatever it is that we want to do. And that seems to be go outside, go to parties, you know, hang out with my friends, go to the beach, get on buses without masks, even though they simply ask you to wear a mask. I mean, how hard is that? They simply ask you, will you please wear a mask? And yet we act like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Are they comfortable? No. I mean, for me, I have hot flashes. They make me hot, which makes me have a hot flash, and then it fogs up my glasses. But hey, I'm gonna wear it. I sure am. I'm gonna wear it. Why? Because it protects me and it protects other people. So, I mean, it's not like we're asking a lot. It's not. I understand some of you are overwhelmed with being home with your children all day and having to do schoolwork and things of that nature. I understand some of you are getting on each other's nerves, husbands and wives who's used to being busy, and now, you know, you're kind of having to just sit around and not have a whole lot to do. I fully understand that there are some relationship problems and issues that are going on in families, you know, just things that now are coming to the forefront. But it's actually an opportunity to find peace and find a happy medium with some of these things also. And just think, when was the last time you got to spend this much time with your family? And for a lot of people, you're getting paid to do so. I personally am at home by myself with a puppy. If it wasn't for my friends that I chat with daily, who have really helped me not feel so lonely through all this, I would really appreciate it if, you know, maybe I was still married and had the children in the house, you know, and we could have this time to spend together and enjoy each other's company. There are a lot of people who are by themselves and they would love to have family members with them so they wouldn't feel so lonely during this time. There's one thing to be alone, and then there's another thing to be lonely. So when you're complaining and griping about all the things you can't do, think about all the things you can do. Think about the fact that if you still have your health and your whole family is still healthy and nobody is ill, and nobody's dying, and nobody's on a ventilator, then you thank your lucky stars. If your children are still able to get on your nerves and you got to tell them to stop fighting and all that, thank your lucky stars, because there's some mother today that wish she had a child that was making noise and fussing and fighting. If your husband is getting on your nerves because he's just being messy and won't clean up behind himself, thank your lucky stars, because there are women out here who no longer have their husbands and men who no longer have their wives. If your house is starting to feel teeny tiny and you're feeling closed in, go outside and look back, turn around, look at your place that you're living in, and be thankful that you got a place. Because yesterday on my way home, the only people I seen on the streets in Columbia, South Carolina, downtown, were the homeless who don't have a place to go. It's just so many things that we could be thankful for on this day, and yet we'd rather complain. So I ask you today, take some time out while you're sitting around and maybe make a list of all the things you are grateful for, all the things that you do have, all the things that someone else wished they had. Love you guys. Love and peace. Have an awesome Easter day, Resurrection Sunday, or just chilling out Sunday. For me, this is my gratitude Sunday. Bye.